Hey, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to my channel update for Monday, March 6th, 2017. And actually it's getting pretty late. I might upload this a little bit late, but as this recording, it's still Monday anyway. Now, as some of you may be aware, I was having issues with the Freelab beta in that the main server I have that was in a RAID 5 configuration had not one, but multiple hard drive failures. So this past week, as time permitted, I've been working on restoring of that as much as what I can. And I used to think RAID 5 was awesome, but I find that if you have more than one hard drive failure, when you try to repair or fix things, it actually can make it worse. So I'd actually ordered a Cisco E20 phone to see if it could replace my 7985s, and I used that as an opportunity to make an impromptu video of unboxing and taking a look at it, getting the software updated and whatnot. So that was posted. Had some conversations with people telling me, more features about it, and I actually ended up buying a couple more. I found a pair for $50 each, so it was $100 total for two, and they worked great. I did find that you don't configure the auto answer through Call Manager, you have to do it on the handset itself, but as far as the video intercom system, it works exactly as I had hoped it would. So I at least got one video out for that, and as I mentioned here, everything on the Freelab beta at this point is 100% functional. However, I wasn't able to restore everything, and so the list of devices here, the MediaSense, Unity Connection, Emergency Responder, and Social Miner, as well as the Windows 2012 R2, which has the DNS and LDAP services on there. Those are the ones that I wasn't able to create a full backup to be able to move them and power them up on a different machine. So these ones ultimately I'm going to have to rebuild from scratch to do a full recovery. But in the meantime, the RAID configurations with the corrupted hard drives, so far they're running. It's just that these may, if you're using the Freelab beta, any one of these devices may run across the issue and I have to reboot the ESXi server, but everything else is moved off and fully functional. So if you have any issues with it, let me know. In the meantime, I'm working on a permanent solution, so it'll be hopefully stable going forward. And in regard to the gaming, I did make a couple of live streams. One was The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Fast RMX. Now those are two different games. Now normally RPG games I don't have time to play. I'm more of I only have time for the quick pickups. But for Zelda, I mean, just to full disclosure here, these are my roots right here. So I always have a special place for the Legend of Zelda games because I was 8 years old and my mom made me save up $50. The NES was $100, and I don't know how long it took me. But it took me a very long time to save up, doing all kinds of chores, garage sales, everything, until I came up with the $50, collecting change, whatever, until I finally was able to get it. So Mario was the main game that we played, and I don't remember where I first learned of Zelda, but I just remember when she got me that game, came with the map, and my neighbor and I, we would be studying it, and it was a really unique experience. So when it comes to RPGs, that's kind of where, in Zelda in particular, that's why even to this day, I can make up time to at least chip away at getting through the game, even if it takes me 2 years to complete. These are my original roots, Frogger. So, and then the Fast RMX, that game is very much like F-Zero, which it was in my later childhood, but that was always a fun game too. So this is kind of a spin-off of that, and has online multiplayer, so I was playing people online and streaming it live. So for this week, I do have some major projects at work with deadlines that I'm working on, so I'm not sure exactly at the beginning of this week if I'm going to be able to get a whole lot of content out, but my family is going out of town over the weekend, so I will have some time this weekend, and in that time I plan on finishing the SRST with Skinny and SIP messaging for failover, also probably with the baseline CME version 2, because I get a lot of requests for that as well. And I'll try to remember to throw in that, making the video demo showing the Jabber and iPhone configurations, and probably some other ones. Some of the extra time I get too, I plan on working on the VCS Expressway authentication issues. So basically the tunnels are good between Call Manager and the Expressway core, and as well as the VCSE and the DNS. So if you put in voiptech.info, or I should say if the Jabber config files to work with dual domains, so even if you're using the freelab.local domain for the username, it should work externally too and resolve to the voiptech.info or the vcse.voiptech.info. And last time I looked at the debugs on the VCS core, it's coming all the way through VCSE. We go into Call Manager, but the authentication is failing. And so I haven't had a chance to look at that in quite some time. So hopefully I can get that, because I know some people were also requesting integration with Cisco Spark, and to use the hybrid solution you need VCS Expressway functional. So I need to get that working, one, so I can create the VCSC and see tutorial videos, as well as the other requests for integration of Spark. So that's kind of what I plan on doing toward the end of the week and over the weekend, when I have some time. And as far as gaming, I don't really have anything planned, but if I do anything, it's going to be this coming weekend, from Friday night into Sunday. If I do any of those, that's when it would be. And as far as the comments, I had a request for SIP related tools like SIPVicious and TCP dumps and commands to troubleshoot and view on Wireshark. So I have Kali Linux that I use for different penetration testing and reconnaissance testing against my own network. I'll add that to my to the growing list of requests, because that's something I think we could probably do. And we could also use it for synthetic calls or even a firewall series. We could use that to make some scripts to identify like user agent and use some application level filtering, and LAN and WAN QoS for Cisco Voice. What I'll do is I'll see what else there, because one of the things what I try to do with my channel is have things, if there's a topic out there that there's abundance of really good content that's free, I don't want to just add more to the pile, so to speak. So, and I know routing and switching, there is definitely a lot of good content that I've seen out there, so I'll look for some of those in particular. But if anything, I'll at least show with the Freelab beta how to use Ostinato to do traffic generation, setting DSCP markings, so that when you are even using GNS3, and I'll show you how you can, set up filters to mark your packets and check to make sure that the QoS maps are working as you designed. And that, I believe, is all I have for today. So like I say, probably worst case scenario, I'll probably start some videos over the weekend, because I'm 99% sure I'll be able to, with my family out of town and not being on call. I should have some cycles to do that. But as always, if you have any questions, let me know. And I appreciate all the feedback I get from you. So thanks again, and I will see you guys in the next video.